Tanera Anuki. How to increase screen bitrate? Yes, video bitrate. File settings, output, facilities, files. Is it that it's a bit 68? How do we see? Okay, should be fine now. Come on. Make things right tonight. Just to see you. Oh, safe inside. On the radar. I'm okay, I'm okay. Make things right tonight. Just to see you. Oh. Don't wait, I'm okay, I'm okay. Damn, Chris. Bars. Oh, we're out of votes. Great. Damn it. We have OSAP, please tell me we have some OSAP, please. We do freaking not. We do not. Shit. Damn. How much of this can build? So like that. Just oh, this actually blends really nice. Holy shit. Please tell me we have Do not fake. Yeah, let's just use cobblestones. Oh, I'm hearing freaking mosquito. No, not mosquitoes. Skeletons. Do not like this at all. We are not ready to go into the cave. Oh, freaking hearing skeletons, man. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Damn. Try to make that work somehow. Somewhere else. How do we make fences? Damn, I forgot how to make fence. Fence. What? It's like this. Yes. Oh, looks good. Yes. Mm-hmm. chat, apa kabarnya chat? Terima kasih banyak chat. Terima kasih banyak untuk responnya. Oh my god, the music comes in. tahan. Okay. What is this? Oh, interesting. You make things right. Oh my, I am so fucking stupid. Kok jadi trapdoor? Oh, wait, this could be genius. No. Trapdoor. Yes. Yes. Ah, hate this guy. This stuff. Safe inside tonight. It's a scene. What the fuck? Thank you for that. When you're asleep. Oh, I missed the outside. Let's cut one more tree. Zoom in. Zero fuse consistent. Let's go. All I want sometimes just start peace. Ow. Might as well listen to Ear Biscuits. Hey, yeah. Very tasty.
This
is mythical.
Welcome to Ear Biscuits, the podcast where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time. I'm Link.
And I'm Jenna.
And then you say this week.
This week at the round table of dim lighting, clearly Rhett is not here, so it's
his loss.
It's two 7-year-long friends.
That's right.
Talking.
7 years is a long time.
That is a long time.
For a good friendship.
Yeah.
Not lifelong, but we'll work on that.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Maybe from here on out, I think we can do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Rhett called in sick this morning. But what's the true story, you know? Is he finally hanging it up? I mean, he said he had a little bit of a cold. I mean, what? He said his back hurt a little bit. Hey, he actually was saying yesterday he was saying his back hurt a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
I actually started feeling for him. And you know, I rarely do something like that. Feel for the guy?
Feel things.
For the guy? For him? Yeah.
You could tough it up. He'll be fine.
I mean, I could tell. I mean, he thought he had a kidney stone.
Yeah.
But then I think he concluded that it was just some sort of new muscle spasm thing in his back.
Yeah, it was a new pain, but now it's like, is it related to him being sick? Like maybe it was a pre-sickness ache that was happening?
Well, we're both pretty worn down right now, honestly.
You had a busy weekend.
And yeah, we got back from Sundance this past weekend, so I can tell you about that. And yeah, sometimes you go on these trips. You didn't go on this one, so I can tell you about it too. But yeah, I thought Rhett was just calling because I was gonna text him this morning, and when I looked to text him about his back, he said that's when I saw that he was not gonna be here. Mm-hmm. So because this was a quick turnaround, we want to, bring you into the chair. Thanks for being here and hanging out with me.
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah.
I had
an improvement.
I had to skip out on. Oh, thank you. Don't tell Rhett. We won't let him listen to this.
Oh no, I'll tell him.
I had to skip one of the scouts today. For
oh, that's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. The guys can do it without
Location
me.
scouting is one of my favorite things, and because we have so much that we're doing, we got to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
So we trust you guys to go out and do the scouting and come back and you got some pictures and you tell us, but Ben directing, TJ producing, you doing your producing thing. Mm. We got Morgan
Morgan
on the Wonderhole team now. So I guess he's out there too, right?
He is.
Today.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Let's give him a little hint. A Wonderhole season 2 location hint. We got to keep it.
Okay.
I don't know which one you're scouting today, but
they're scouting 2.
Make it nebulous.
They're scouting 2, but it's for the same episode.
Uh-huh.
So one of the episodes is multiple locations.
So this is
hint, maybe? I don't know.
This is for an outdoor shot.
One is an outdoor shot.
This is a huge establishing shot. Is that?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
yes. Yeah, that one. Yes.
The Bakersfield trip.
The Bakersfield trip is a huge establishing shot. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And the other
of a special structure.
Yes.
Well, let's just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
I actually think I might have built it up too much. I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, we're really excited about Wonderhole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous. I'm sorry I'm keeping you from the scout because, like I said, scouts are fun because you start to, when you get in a space and it works, you just start to come up with ideas and it starts to shape what we've already planned. We're doing a lot more planning with season 2 than we did with season 1, so we got a lot more ahead of it, and which is good because it's a lot more ambitious.
Definitely.
The adventures that we're going to go on are even more thoughtfully structured than season 1. I'll say that. So the locations that actually turn out to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that, but we're very excited. We're still eyeing the same release as last year. So what was that? August, September?
August, September, yeah,
Okay.
like late August, early September.
For those 6 episodes. So still on the Rent and Link channel. But yeah, Red's not here. I'm sure he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he just needs
we're
rest.
Good. Don't worry.
Yeah, he needs rest.
Don't worry.
They're not breaking up. The band isn't breaking up. Everyone thinks that always.
I mean, I'm so freaking tempted. I was tempted to call in sick too, and I'm not sick. I might have sneezed a few times, but well, I mean, here we are.
Yeah.
It's February. Thank God. We're done with January 2025.
January was 6 weeks this year to me.
It was so bad.
So long.
So bad. I mean, the catastrophic fires.
Yeah.
Extremely traumatic. And then, I mean, I know that this past weekend you had to go home for like an extremely heart-wrenching funeral.
I did.
You know, you don't have to talk about the specifics, but I just want to acknowledge that, like,
heart-wrenching. Yeah, he's 25 years old and passed in his sleep.
Close family
he's a
friend.
Very close family friend. He's epileptic.
I am so sorry.
And just, I mean, the whole family and like my whole family, we're all just devastated. He was a shining light. He was a sweet human. So yeah, that was a devastating weekend for me. But you had a better weekend.
Well, I want to the flower thing
the
was that
flowers.
a little silver lining about that you told me. So
That's true.
I'd love for you to share that.
There was a really beautiful. So we had the service back in Knoxville, and as it happens with someone so young who passes so unexpectedly, obviously the turnout was overwhelming. The amount of people, like the church was filled to the brim. The even their sanctuary below was fully filled, and they had a TV. Like it was
closed circuit funeral.
It was really beautiful. But one thing that was really interesting, the amount of flowers was unreal. But something cool that Knoxville has, and I'm not sure if it's other cities, but they have this volunteer group called Random Acts of Flowers. And at the end of the service, because the family couldn't take all those flowers home, like it was 5 van loads of flowers. It's just an unheard of amount.
And I bet they were the big ones too.
Yeah. Lots of orange as well. He's a big Tennessee fan, so there's lots of orange flowers. It's really beautiful. But so my aunt and I were kind of in charge of helping Random Acts of Flowers so that his mother and father and sister could grieve and not think about it. So Random Acts of Flowers come and they pick up all the flowers from the service, and then that week they take all those flowers, redo them into other bouquets, and then donate them to people in need, like Children's Hospital, people on dialysis, nursing homes where people don't have any family left. They donate all those flowers to these people. And the woman who picked it all up for us, and we helped load everything into her truck and van and everything, she said that at least 100 bouquets are going to be created from what we gave them.
That's awesome.
So that's something I've been thinking about this week after the really sad weekend, is knowing that all of those flowers this week are being delivered to all those people in need, and they're all in Miller's name in honor of Miller Sullivan, donated by Miller Sullivan and his family. So like,
that's awesome.
It's so pretty, and I was like, "That's good."
Kind of, it's like a spread some love forward, and
he would have wanted that love spread forward. He was always pouring out of his cup, so I know that's what he would have wanted.
Shout out to Random Acts of Flowers.
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Pretty cool. Thank y'all for your work.
I hope there's more like it. I don't know if it's nationwide. I need to look it up, but it was beautiful. Yeah, very cool.
So we went to Sundance, and I was trying to think if there was something I was going to say before the Sundance, because you were about to ask me something just about how crappy January was.
Oh, crappy.
We can just move on from it, but like
We know.
let's just.
The new year
we can't
started
forget-
on Chinese New Year, I think.
There we go.
The Chinese Lunar New Year is now my new year because everything before that can just fuck off.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. That is my now
For
new
real.
year. I hope anyone who celebrates Chinese Lunar New Year will accept me. Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. May you be prosperous and healthy all year. It's the year of the snake.
Just need a reset.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
this weekend, not having anything planned is like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Because it's like, and then I accidentally made plans and then had to cancel them because I instinctively make plans every weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
And if friends hit me up, I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, hold on. I am completely depleted. Like,
Yeah.
and, just starting, what my time in therapy last night, just starting to process some things. It's it's so important for me to have that space because I hadn't been able to go since the top of the year. So going back and talking about my fire experience there was really helpful, but also helped me just put in perspective everything that's happened this year so that I can acknowledge, okay, I am depleted, and Christy's depleted, and we're trying to be there for each other. But when you don't have anything in your tank, it's like, you just try to just to have a little more tenderness, right?
Yeah.
And when you can acknowledge it and understand it and take that time, and I went into therapy not knowing, like I had the things that I thought I was going to talk about, but then he knows me well enough to kind of dig a little bit and go back and it's like, but yeah, all of this stuff just happened. And I'm like, I'm just ignoring that happened and I'm moving forward. I have to focus on the things that I have to do.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the session, I appreciated that that's not the healthiest way to approach this. And then to wake up to Rhett saying, I'm taking a sick day, which I don't know that he's ever done that.
He doesn't take sick days.
It's a combination of what January has been, and also I think just having just gaining a little wisdom on when we gotta, wave the flag or sound the alarm and say, hey, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
I'm taking this weekend as like downtime as much as possible, which doesn't mean that I'm not going to go record shopping.
No,
It actually means that I need to go record shopping. Right? So,
I did
yes.
get some records when I was in Knoxville.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you catch
I went-
I'm rubbing off on you.
Well, I went to McKay's Books because they have used books and records and things, and I always dabble and go through like the dollar bin and find fun things.
So we're celebrating February. We're not ignoring that January happened.
Right. It
but
did happen.
It definitely happened.
But it's a fresh,
Right.
we're coming at it with fresh. I like what you said about tenderness for the weekend, like giving yourself some gentle, tender, like kindness.
Try a little tenderness.
Try a little tenderness.
Yeah.
We should all do that for ourselves
Yep.
and for other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you tired of figuring out what's for dinner night after night, especially on those busy weekdays? Well, get dinner done the easy way, thanks to HelloFresh. HelloFresh's new ready-made meals go from your fridge to your fork in just 3 minutes. It's the same high-quality ingredients and restaurant-worthy flavor you expect from HelloFresh, just with none of the work. And their lineup of prep and bake meals come together with minimal mess and only 5 minutes of prep. So your oven does most of the work, not you. thinking of new meals every night takes a toll on whoever is cooking. So it's nice to get a break and have a meal idea sent right to you, especially one that tastes good and you can make super quickly. Like these 20-minute meals. There's a pork sausage rigatoni with zucchini that I really can't wait to try. It also means trying new things you might not have thought to even make. And the less time my wife and I spend at the grocery store, the better, honestly. And we got a special URL for you to get a deal. You can get up to 10 free meals and a free high protein item for life if you go to hellofresh.com/ear10fm. That's ear10fm. FM's for free meals, so you can remember it. I'll say it again, hellofresh.com/ear10fm. 1 item per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to hellofresh.com/ear10fm. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Hey Mythical Beasts, Stevie here. We just released a very special new episode of Roll for Mythicality, our tabletop RPG series on the Mythical Society, featuring me, Rhett, Link, Jordan Morris, and our friend Trisha Hirschberger that you're not gonna wanna miss. It's a one-shot, so you don't have to have watched any other episodes to come along for the journey with us. Check it out now on rollformythicality.com.
So going to Sundance, I'm gonna say this past weekend as the recording, it's 2 weekends ago as you're listening, if you're listening in a current environment. We didn't really wanna go to Sundance with the vibes, but there was an opportunity to participate in a fundraiser in the live stream. I'm trying to remember the URL. LAWildfireRelief.live was the fundraiser. Raised over $1.5 million. Everyone who participated, and we had a few people who were at Sundance kind of come through. And if you watched the stream, thanks for that. Thanks if you donated. So it was nice to do that. The original purpose of going, which that was added on to, was we were guests of YouTube to be on a panel and then to be in a few conversations that YouTube was having. Also, Sean Evans from Hot Ones was there, and we've taken our relationship to a new level, having invested in Hot Ones alongside Sean and co-creator of the show, Chris, who moved from just being employees to being owners and having a ownership stake in that. So we championed that as part of and wanted to be part of that deal. So they were there. So we were on some podcasts and talking about that story a little bit. YouTube wants to tell the story of elevated content on the platform for people, especially in the industry and in like the creative setting of the Sundance Film Festival. Taking the stance that, hey, there's a kindred spirit between the indie filmmaking bent and of Sundance. Yeah. And that smaller time creator or filmmaker and the commonality there, and how you can really create an elevated film that will move people, that can go huge, that is somebody's artistic expression. And hey, when it comes to Wonderhole and the stuff that we're trying to do, we see ourselves as artists as well as comedians, and we want to see YouTube as the place where that can work and thrive. And when it's algorithmically driven, that is a challenge. But at the same time, we can find a way to make it work and use our independence to our advantage. So that's the kind of stories that we go to a place like Sundance with YouTube, and it looks like we're going to go to South by in Austin in a few months to do the same thing. Whenever it is, whenever South by is, we're going to be there for like 1 weekend. But so it was a worthy cause to be there, especially with the fundraiser attached. So I'm glad that we went, but it wasn't easy. It was quite a whirlwind.
Yeah. There
And
was filming on both sides of it here at the office too, so y'all didn't really have downtime. So.
Yeah. It was, and we've been to Sundance a few times over the years, and it's, we kind of know to expect that we're probably not going to see any films because we're just there to do the stuff we're there to do. So we didn't get to see any films, but we did get to, we went to a couple of the parties for a little bit. When I start leaving a party early, that tells me something.
Really? You left early?
I left the second night early.
Yeah,
I guess I left both nights early. I just did, but not before I joined in the conversation that Rhett was having with John Hamm. Got to meet Mr. John Hamm.
Okay.
Iconic. He acted, he's friendly, but friendly in a John Hamm doesn't know me and he's probably talking to a lot of people kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I thought it was cold, but then Rhett was like, you don't call John Hamm cold. He's just John Hamm. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
He was nice enough.
Uh-huh.
Met the director, Boots Riley, from the Book of Clarence.
Okay.
Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah. Excellent.
He's wildly creative, dude. So it was like, it was cool to meet him. When we were talking to him, the star of Wicked that's not Ariana Grande.
Cynthia Erivo?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cynthia Erivo. She came up to meet him, and then as she was talking to him, and we were also talking to him, actually taking a photo with him, then she was like, it was kind of like a turn and, okay, well, I'm going to meet you guys too.
Uh-huh.
And I just, I have not seen Wicked. It's not my thing. I don't think I'm going to see it.
I've seen it 3 times.
Okay, Jenna.
In theaters.
Calm down.
Okay, fine.
I didn't know.
I wish I was there.
I didn't know how to interact with her. She's the type of person, I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna shake her hand with a lot of tenderness. I do know that. It's
She's so close to an EGOT. I'm sorry.
Oh, she is?
She's so close to an EGOT. I'm upset. She's so good. Okay, I'm sorry. Go. Yes.
she's a different type of person too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about her except that, like, I was like, who is it? I think this is the Wicked person.
Huge Broadway star. Absolutely, like, a huge Broadway star.
Okay.
So people in that world obsessed. Yeah. She's
met her at Passy.
She was like super. She was much shorter than you all too. She's yeah.
Hair was shorter too.
Yes.
But her fingers were longer.
Yeah, she's got those lovely nails.
She's got fingers that rival Stevie's fingers. I talk about how long Stevie's fingers are all the time. She got some long fingers. Let's see. I think that was...
Did Stevie get to meet her? Because Stevie was...
No, she wasn't there. Stevie and Ben were with us, but they weren't at this particular thing.
I don't know if Stevie would have liked that. Anyway.
Yeah, we didn't... we weren't together at that point. So those are the main people that we met, and then I left the party. The party, I mean, it's just mix and mingle thing. Not much to say there, except that I left early, but not that early because the morning came quick. We had to get up. We were supposed to do a video. We did just do a number of videos, like different types of interviews. You show up, you do the thing. It's like
it was a packed schedule.
I've built up everything to tell this story. Okay, that's like, all right, things haven't been easy for me, and I think that has an effect on how you look. Okay, so we were flying back home, and we were at the airport, and I get a text from Lily. Now Lily had called me a few days earlier, and I wasn't able to get to it. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm such a bad dad. I haven't called my own daughter back. I thought it usually worked the opposite way when your kids go off to college. My kid won't call me back. It's like I'm the one playing hard to get. It's just been sometimes you just feel like you can't talk to anybody else, even if it's somebody that you love almost more than anybody else in the world.
Yeah.
Like you just don't have it in you.
And that's not and that's not the normal for you. You usually, you'll answer right away whenever they call.
So when she sent this text, this was to the family chat. We got a fam group chat. And we're about to get on the plane, and I see this thing, and it just says, Dad, they did you dirty. And I'm like, what? So then I scroll back up, and she's posted a screenshot of what I believe to be the worst photo of me ever taken. And not even professionally, even though this photo was taken by presumably a professional.
Oh boy.
I think this is, and so she said, Dad, they did you dirty. And this is apparently she was searching once Getty Images, if you're an official photographer in a place, like at this interview opportunity at Sundance, the photographer puts it up and it's a Getty thing, and so that then they get paid if you want to use it.
Yeah.
I think is how it works. That Getty watermark makes it seem real official.
Yeah, even though the Getty watermark is there when you don't pay for it.
Right. So sorry. I mean, you're gonna be seeing this with the Getty watermark because what I'm about to show you, we are not paying for this. We are not gonna pay.
It's a terrible photo, and he put it on, and the photographer put it on. I don't know. Well, I guess that makes things.
Here's what happened. I remember this photo being taken. Yes, I'm going to show it to you in 1 second. When I get ready, when I'm ready, I'll just show it to you. I will.
Yeah, you take your time. As much as you need.
Thank you. So we walk into this room, and there's bright. It's just windows everywhere. It's like a sunroom. It's just so bright, and it's not early, but it was early for me. Mm-hmm. This was roll out of bed, take a shower, wrestle my hair, and a subpar blow dryer. I'm still building this up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm get in a shuttle, get dropped off. All right, now you're going to do a thing. You're going to talk about yourself to somebody for, I don't know, it could be an hour and a half or it could be 15 seconds. Who knows how this works? And then you'll be dumped off at the next thing to talk about yourself for an indeterminate amount of time. It's a bit
You sound
fraught.
So excited to talk about yourself.
I hadn't had coffee. So I walk in this room and there's a spread of fruits and then coffee mugs, and I see the coffee urn over in the corner. Okay. So I go over there, I'm thank God. And as I go to that corner, I did clock out of the opposite corner a photographer, just posted back there in this room.
Yeah, they like to hide for the candid stuff.
I guess. And then the people that were going to do the interview with us, they were over there waiting for, I was let me grab my coffee. So I get my cup of coffee and I prepare it and I put my hand on my hip. I put the coffee up in my mouth. I take my that first sip of coffee. And then you just kind of put it down a little bit. And then you make that, that's my first little thing of coffee face. Mm-hmm. And that is when that punk in the corner took my photo. And I just glanced over I was is he taking my photo? And so there was the eye contact. Here it is. That's just the worst photo ever. Lily said, Dad, you look like a grandpa.
You do. And it looks like he caught you in the middle of you just trying to drink your morning coffee. It looks exactly like how you
do not
described.
do this to me. Coffee first, right? But then just one sip of coffee doesn't count. I mean, I pretty much need to get through the whole mug before you start taking candids of me.
Oh, and sorry, your hair is still a mess.
My hair is just...
I'm so sorry.
And you know what? And then I walked over and did that interview. I didn't touch my hair. It continued to look that way.
You did. You're doing something with your lips. It's
yeah.
It almost looks photoshopped on a different body. The hands and your shape. You don't look like that.
That's an AI image of you. Tell people it's an AI image of you.
Yeah. I look wide. Like the way that urn is in front of me is like I look really wide.
Yeah, they did. That's not good.
I look like what my face is doing, and I'm looking right at the camera,
yeah.
thinking, "Don't you do it." Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And so I'm sitting here about to get on the plane just staring at this photo.
And the photographer posted that?
Yeah, I think it was because of the eye contact.
Oh, gosh.
When they doing it,
It's also expensive to buy it. Hey.
you know what we need to start doing? I need to start traveling with some sort of like expandable mirror.
Okay.
That like gets big, and we got to figure that out because like
Yeah, because in the past...
using your phone as a mirror, it's I don't know, you really can't get. It's not good enough for my hair, especially when I have that much hair. So at that moment when I'm looking at this, about to get on the plane, I'm deciding this hair is out of control.
Yeah.
I know everything's wrong with this photo, but that hair is too much.
That's something you can control.
How did my hair get that big and out of control? And as you can see, my first order of business when I got
You cut
home
it a little.
was get a haircut, and I was like, Lynn, we got to go harder at this thing. We got to notch it back. The hedges are taking over the yard.
Oh, good. Anna was able to come over and do
Yes,
it. Nice. That's
yes.
good. She's the best.
More on that later, I think. I think she's going to come up with a voicemail, but I just hate it so much. But I think it's good to keep looking at it.
It's a reminder.
It's not, it doesn't look like me, but it is.
doesn't.
This is morning me, y'all. This is like, yes, I've taken a shower and I've tried to fix my hair, but I haven't had my coffee, but I'm still in my own house. You know, this is like safety of my own house. My face is not awake yet. Mm-hmm. You know?
This is you when you were looking for your car keys the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm about to leave the house, and now I'm going back in. I'm getting a little sweaty looking for those keys. I think it's the worst photo I've ever had, and I don't want to be proven wrong. So
Okay, don't.
don't take this as an opportunity to start looking for, all right, fine. I'll open up the floodgates.
Oh.
If it's going to flood, do it. I think this is the worst photo of me ever taken. Prove me wrong. Send me a non-AI generated version of myself. That is the worst photo you think I've ever taken. And you know what? I'm going to invite you to do the same thing for Rhett.
Oh, you're bringing Red into this. He's not even here.
He would, because at this point he'd be like, "Not me."
Yeah,
But if you want, all right,
You know, everyone's just gonna find photos of him without a beard.
let's just do me. Let's just focus on me. I'll let Rhett make the decision if he wants to be a part of this. But if you can show me a photo of me worse than this one, you will win. I'm gonna give you a prize of me being angry with you. No. I don't have any prize to give.
Okay.
I'll give you a clipping of my hair next time I cut it.
Oh,
No.
that's serious.
That's weird.
People can
I'm
do stuff
not
with
gonna
your
do
hair. Yeah, watch out.
Don't be old grandpa and weird, is what Lily would be saying now. One more thing about Lily. I got to tell you this. This is pretty sweet. I said that I hadn't called her back, and even when we were texting, like I was texting her, but we got back. I got the haircut. We're going through. We're into shooting mode. Mm-hmm. We're into this week.
This week.
Still haven't called her back. Last night I'm leaving work, and I'm driving out of the parking lot, about to get on the road, get on my way home, and I get a phone call. It's Lily. So I answer it, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm so glad that you called. I've been wanting to call you back. I'm so sorry that I haven't called you back." She's like, "It's totally fine. I was actually going to call you on the way home. I'm driving home right now." And she's like, "I know." I checked your location, and I've been waiting for you to leave the office so I could call you.
Oh.
Can you believe that?
Aw.
It made me feel so good, but kind of bad at the same time. You know? I share my location with the entire family, but it's like, this is the best absolute use of this I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
My daughter unobtrusively tracking down when would be the best time that we could have a conversation. You know?
Yeah.
So then I talked to her all the way, well, not home, to therapy. So like,
Okay.
it was super sweet. It made me feel so good.
Yay.
you know?
And everything was good with her. Nothing.
Everything was good.
Yeah.
She just
checking in.
just missed us. Just wanted to check in. She's doing good.
Yeah, she's up north. It's cool.
She's moving towards graduation. You know,
Her graduation is this June.
This
Oh my
June,
gosh,
graduating
I
from
know.
college.
Wow.
So
wow.
she'll most likely be back in the city,
Back in LA. Okay.
back under our roof. Let's say no,
Okay.
but I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, when I saw her last, she was still she was looking at places around the cities, but it wasn't official.
To have a college graduate, that's going to be crazy. What did I say we were going to talk about next?
That's voicemails.
Oh yeah, let's
voicemails
get
next.
let's get to the voicemail.
Ah.
Hey, Rhett and Link. This is Jeremy down in St. Augustine, Florida. I need your help breaking up with my past barber. So I used to go to a barber for years, and she ended up moving away. So I started going to a new barber a few years ago. Now my old barber is back in town, and I prefer how she cuts my hair way more than my new barber. So I'm just curious, how should I reach out to my newer barber to break up with her to go back to my old barber? Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Jeremy. I'm sure you feel even better knowing that it's me and Jenna answering your question.
Yeah.
Even though
Well, we have different barbers. You and Rhett have the same barber.
that's right.
So
You call your stylist a barber?
no, but I'm using
Yeah.
the same. I have a
Use the
hairstylist. I have a hairstylist.
You have a stylist. See, this is where the Anna Lynn of it all comes back in.
Yeah.
Because for many years, she's been cutting our hair. And I showed her that picture, by the way.
Oh.
And she was upset with me. She was like, why have you let it go this long? This is not her fault. This is my fault. You know? It's been too long, but I just been too long without getting her back over to cut the hair. So yeah, that's on me, not her, because I'm extremely attached to Anna Lynn. Rhett and I both. You know, once she's the one that's helped us figure out our hair, and it's like, I don't know. It's do I have to say that our hair is very important to us? No, it's
No,
pretty
you don't have
obvious,
to.
right? So Anna Lynn is like so important. Well, I think we met in Buddy System season 1.
Pretty sure.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
And did you know her?
I didn't.
We met. We've known her longer.
known-
than,
yeah,
it's
you've
like
known her
9 years
longer.
instead of the 7 that we've known each other.
Yeah, you've known her longer because Laura, my best friend, works with Anna Lynn, and she was on Buddy System season 2.
Right.
Which is how you all found out about me when you were looking for an assistant to come in.
Oh, so Anna Lynn is really the.
Anna Lynn and Laura were both in the trailer when you and Rhett were talking about needing a new assistant and potentially needing some extra help.
I had forgotten that part of it.
Yeah, and
Another reason she's so important.
Yeah,
to us.
yeah.
It's not hair related.
Yeah, so then Laura was like, well, my best
Yep.
friend's kind of great at it. But yeah, so you've known Anna longer. But there was
when
a time.
she always talks about when she first met me, like how bad my hair dye was.
Oh, she hated that hair
So
dye.
it's like, yeah, she was part of my hair story of like, I'm trying to come to grips with. All right, we got to let go of this hair. And of course, I had the mustache from. No, I'm getting confused. There was no mustache yet.
Not yet, yeah. Not when the hair dye was happening. A little overlap.
That,
A little overlap. Okay.
She got me out of that though.
Yeah.
We got there. So, but then she is on lots of other sets. Like she's a very accomplished hairstylist.
Yes,
and,
very.
On all of the what's the guy's name? The Ryan Murphy stuff for many years. Like she was on Horror Story, some of the Horror Story
American
stuff,
Horror Story.
a lot of different stuff.
She did a lot of the wigs for Dark Crystal as well. When
Netflix series.
When that series came out, she works a lot.
She's a
with
wig
Jason
wizard.
Momoa
Yeah.
and his team. So he's got a new show coming out that they were filming in Hawaii for a while.
And
so she
that's-
travels a lot.
Exactly. So that's what I'm getting at. Like she
She was gone for a bit.
She was gone for like 6-9 months, and I'm like, what am I gonna
Yeah.
do? It's like, because once you get somebody who knows the intricacies of your hair, and like, she does this thing where she's always watched me fix my hair, and then she knows what to do to get what I want without me having to tell her.
Yeah.
Like it's a highly developed skill,
Yeah.
and then be able to achieve it.
And I know Rhett felt the same way because curly hair, I am also a curly hair individual. So he and I are very much on the same page and Annalyn knows curly hair.
Right.
Like, so well. And that took a while for him to get dialed in too. So yeah, Annalyn is a wizard when it comes to hair.
Side note,
great.
she also we need to get her in here. We need to interview her.
What if we do a haircut and ear biscuits? It's a haircut and a chat.
That'd be fun.
That could be fun. Okay. Anyway, we
She
can
also
look at that
designed the
later.
Daniel wig
Yeah, Daniel was
way
her.
back in the day.
She
but then-
created and styled your old hair wig that, like,
For tour.
For tour, the hair goes down. She
Yep.
did that.
But when she went away, I was like, I had to find somebody else.
I'll say because she recommended someone she knew for Rhett at least to help with his curls. I
Yeah.
remember that she referred someone while she was gone for him. I don't know if you ever used that person.
I ended up going to Daniel Moon at Hair, and super cool salon, great guy, super friendly, awesome team, cool space. I mean, he's like it was a bit of a misfit because his main thing is like he's famous for his hair color, like Kid Cudi's hair. Lots of people's hair. When I was in there one time, Troye Sivan comes through to get his hair colored for a music video, and so we got to reconnect. So super cool place, super cool guy, extremely talented. But when you're starting a relationship, even with somebody that's like as accomplished as Daniel, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, there's, you got to get to know each other.
Yeah.
He's got to get to know this hair. And when you go in, it's not what you want it to be. And just showing a picture is not, so, and that's actually when when I went through him, I was like, this is an opportunity to start pushing in a different direction. Like, I got inspired by all of his experiments. And I was like, I'll do a little experiment. And that's when I started pushing the mullet.
Yeah.
So that's when that happened. And that was driven by me, but I wasn't trying to get him to be Annalyn to me. I was like, let's do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then that ended up being about a year.
She was gone for a while on shoots. Yeah. Yeah.
So we worked up a friendship. And so then whenever she came back, I was faced with this choice that, Jeremy, you're making, It's like, first of all, I had, there was no question in my mind. I had to go back to Annalyn. It's like, I'm not gonna not go back. The mullet didn't quite work anyway, so let's start reverting back, and so it wasn't a hard decision for me, but it still felt a little weird because it's like, now I've got this relationship with my new guy, and like, that's a good experience. So I don't think I may have actually told him.
Yeah.
My number one's coming back. And it's easy. I think they understand.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it comes to like the professional world that we're in. And like, you know, I'm super spoiled. Like, have I not made that obvious? But for you in your like barber environment, Jeremy's saying he's been with this guy or lady or whoever it is for 2 years in the interim. And now the old barber's moved back into town. You have to go back if you like it better. I mean, it's your hair. That's kind of the whole point, right? Do you just stop making appointments with your most current, or do you have a little talk? You know,
I think it just depends on how often he went to get his haircuts and like the conversations that they had together. Because otherwise, it's, just with our industry, I think of stylists like that. They're freelance. You can switch back and forth, and like they understand that. Yeah, they understand when stuff like that happens. So I think the barber would be understanding, unless it's like he goes to see his barber every 2 weeks and they formed this big, like, long-standing relationship. Then I think he should go back and do a proper, like, Sia. He might not have to get like a haircut or anything, but he could certainly go back and be like, hey, my number one moved back in town, so I'm gonna go back to her, but I want you to know I love your work and I'll still recommend you to people.
but not really, because you're not as good as my other barber.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's really why I'm going back. But let's entertain.
Maybe an edible arrangement. Send him an
Oh, okay. An edible arrangement.
No, don't do that. I'm sorry.
But we could entertain the possibility of some sort of showdown.
Ooh.
Like a light showdown would be go back to your number one, get your haircut, and then show up at your number two, your more recent, and just
Right after the cut?
right after the cut,
Ooh. Oh, okay.
and then say, "What do you think? What do you think of this?
Uh-huh.
What do you think of this? You want a piece of this? Because it can be arranged." And then see how he or she responds. Barber number two. And then when you need the next haircut, you bring barber number one to barber number two. They're in the same spot. And they're both, maybe they cut one side and the other person cuts the other side.
Yeah.
Maybe you go back, maybe you go back and you to barber number two, you give them a last shot now that they've seen the template
Yeah.
in person. And then you take that back to barber number one right after the cut and you say, what you think about this? You get them both a little angry with the other person.
Yeah.
And so you're just a matchmaker. I really want to see some sort of a
And then
showdown.
barber number two goes and solely gets their haircut with barber number one. And then they fall in love and end up opening a barber shop together. Thank you.
What is this, a
Thank
Hallmark movie?
Yes. Thank you. This is what happens when you have me on.
Yeah. I don't think Rhett would have taken it in that direction.
I think of the romance. Rhett probably wouldn't have taken it that direction.
Barber love.
Barber love.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, and enemies to lovers. It's a perfect enemies to lovers.
There's a reason why you're such a great fill-in, because you've taken this in a heartwarming direction. I love it. Matter of fact, let's hit that next voicemail and let Jenna have her complete moment.
Oh, yay.
Hi, Rhett and Link. This is Christy. I just wanted to say I've really enjoyed the episodes over the last few months, specifically that you've involved Jamie and Jenna in a lot more of the episodes. It's really great to hear their thoughts on some of the topics that you guys talk about. So that being said, this question is actually for Jenna. You've mentioned reading or books quite a lot over the last couple of episodes, and I was just curious if you had a top 5 or a top 10 recommendation list of your own. Could be any genre, always looking for new books, so love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, love you guys.
Yes, Christy, I do have a list. Let me.
You wrote it down?
I wrote it down because.
Or do you have a running list anyway?
I already had most of these in my head. I just wanted to make sure if I said like the name of the book, I wanted to also make sure I said the author as well, so it was easier to find. So I wanted to, because sometimes I'll have like the book series in my head, and then I'm like, oh, who wrote that again? Kind of thing.
All right, good.
Names are hard, but yeah. Okay.
Before you get into it, I remember I'm supposed to like give a quick shout out to this hoodie.
Yeah, look at that hoodie.
We got the Clockatrice hoodie. It comes in gray. It comes in brown. Yeah, dark brown. Check out the back of this thing.
The back is so cool.
It's
Let's see.
Of course, it's Belvedere. Can you see it? It's Belvedere, the Cockatrice, but clockified. So it's
King of the Beasts.
Yeah, the Clockatrice.
Yeah.
Get that at mythical.com. Pretty cool.
Let me just open my notebook. Okay. Let me put my pen out the way. Where should I begin? What genre do we think?
Oh, up to
you
you.
have- yeah.
Up to you.
Up to me? Okay. I picked from a lot of different genres. There's about 10, so I'll try and keep it short.
This is for the readers out there.
For the readers, for romantasy, because I know that's something you're really interested in knowing about me, Link.
Yes.
For those who like do who are on doing all the Sarah J. Maas and Fourth Wing stuff, here's a series that isn't as well known that you should totally go to if you liked those, and it's the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer Armentrout, I think is how you say her last
Blood
name.
and Ash does not sound romancy to me.
Oh, it's great. Enemies
Like,
to lovers.
like nothing about
There's-
blood or ash
Yeah.
makes me horny.
Read it. You'll change your mind.
Oh. Okay. But it is sexy. When you say
It's sexy.
romantasy, it's
Romantasy.
romance novel and fantasy.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Bat boys and such.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Actually, not a bat boy. There's like a dragon hybrid thing going on. Anyway, you'll see in the series. To anyone who wants to listen, for people who like fantasy and a little romance but want something dark, this is under dark fantasy. I think I've brought this up before, but I'll say it again. The Black Jewels series by Anne Bishop. Really great, super easy read. Definite trigger warnings, so read those for sure. But if you're okay with that really darkness to it, it is a really lovely series, and I think it touches well on those dark topics.
You get scared reading it?
I don't get scared. It's not scary.
Okay. It's disturbing.
Disturbing.
Okay.
Yes. Disturbing.
All right. Cool.
For something a little more cozy, fantasy, like that's more like cozy, witchy, light, definitely fall vibes. The Witches of Thistle Grove series by Lana Harper. Really lovely, easy read, super cozy.
Super cozy witches.
Yes. If you like the Percy Jackson series.
Oh.
Rick Royden, please go and read the Heroes of Olympus series that he also has. I like it better than the Percy Jackson series.
I'm sure Lily's read that.
It continues like Percy Jackson and his friends continue on in that series. I don't think it's necessary to read that series before you read this one, but it mixes Greek gods and Roman gods. So that's a really fun thing that happens in that series. Okay, we're out of fantasy. Into educational. Educational.
Okay.
Let's learn some shit.
Okay. All right.
Let's learn some shit. A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. Unabridged version. It is a bear to get through, but read it. I listened to it on audiobook when I would go on walks or at the gym so that I could listen to it that way. But if you want to know about the beginnings of the U.S., as we understand it anyway, to where we are now, or I think People's History of the United States goes up until 1950s or so. And then there's another book that goes from then on to present day. But this is from the view of what the people were enduring and what the people were going through and how the people felt. So highly recommend. Educate yourself on that. That's really great.
Is it textbooky or is it kind of story based or?
It should be in every school, I think, but
Okay.
it'll probably get banned from. They probably.
Okay.
There. Yep.
All
We're
right.
gonna move. Yep. It's something that they would probably ban in schools because it is about the people. Next is braiding sweetgrass. I have been recommending this book to everyone since I read it. It is so good. It's like indigenous wisdom meets scientific exploration and like the history and nature of plants and how we as people interact with the natural world. It's by this woman named Robin Wall Kimmerer. I believe she's a biologist, and she is also an indigenous American as well.
So the braiding sweetgrass is a reference to
Actual sweetgrass.
a certain there's a certain group
Sweetgrass.
of people that make like baskets and stuff.
Yes.
And is that I'm thinking of there's a certain group of people.
Quite a few
in, like,
indigenous
like,
cultures.
down in the south, like in South Carolina.
Yeah.
They would like it was. There's some, their bowls are in the Smithsonian. It's like a dying art. Is that what that's referencing?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
there's quite a few indigenous tribes in the continental U.S. that have a history with sweetgrass, and the story behind it is really beautiful. It's a story about sweetgrass was given to us by one of their nature goddesses, their creator goddesses.